I'm Matt.
And this is week 4. It's our final week for beginner aerials for November. So sad. Tonight we taught a super cool move that we renamed Princess Peach. So we kind of started at the beginning, moved to the end, and then worked our way back to the middle and then put everything together. So breaking everything down from the top, leaders, you're going to take your hands and place them on your follow's waist, like really right underneath the rib cage. So you don't want to be on the hip bones. You really want to be at her waist, really getting a good grip. Follows, we're going to take our hands and place them on our lead's wrists. To start, tonight we practiced just rock, step, down, up, and jumping up to make sure our connection was solid. So that looks like this. 5, 6, 7, 8. Rock, step, down, up, and down. So a few things to think about. Follows, make sure that you're pushing off of your lead as you jump up, and make sure that you're jumping directly straight up and not trying to jump out at all. We're jumping straight up. We also introduced the split kick, or the A-frame style jump. So that allows us to get into the move more easily, because we're going to start by opening the legs right off the bat. What?
Oh, do you want to show that?
Yeah.
5, 6, 7, 8. Rock, step, down, up.
So we don't have to think about like really trying to get a split kick. We just want to think about opening the legs up. So we're ready to move in.
When we did this with our leaders, we talked about trying to be lower on the prep than the follows too, so that we can really lift, and using our legs to lift rather than our back.
Cool. So the jumping to the end, we talked about the baby drop. So this is kind of our version of a fancy trust fall. So leads, for just the sake of the practicing the baby drop, you grabbed at the hips and pulled back, so that you pulled your follow down into like a sitting position, and then popped her back up. And follows as we land from popping up. We want to make sure we've got flexible knees, and now we're not just going, and we land on straight legs. That will hurt our knees.
With our leaders, we really talked about basing for this and really coming down with our legs, because we don't want to have to use our back to come up. And so as she's coming down, we really want to bend down with that. If we go down with our backs, we're going to hurt our lower backs.
And follows, generally for this position with the baby drop, we have one leg extended and one leg bent underneath us. It's kind of whatever your choice is, whichever feels comfortable. Awesome. So taking it back to our jump now, as we do the split kick, follows, we're now going to aim our tailbone up towards our lead's chest, and we're going to land with the leads catching that right arm around the follow's stomach, keeping this left arm at their waist. Follows, you really want to arch your back to really shoot that tailbone up to your lead's chest. So that looks like this.
6, 7, 8.
So we're catching here with our knees back, and we can go ahead and So as we catch in this position, follows, you want to think about really aiming your knees to the back and not keeping them closed in. We have to spread the legs and open the knees towards the back, as well as arch the back. You don't want to think about arching up with the back, so the goal is not to extend above the lead, but to arch up so that it's more like you're sitting backwards on top of the lead. And then moving right through that, we don't hold this position very long, because right after we get up, follows, we're going to come down, do the push-up off the ground, pop up, and into the baby dip. So the whole thing together looks like this.
5, 6, 7, 8. Rock, step, down, up.
Do you want to break me down?
So
for the leads, when she's pushing, so leads you catch up here and you bring that right arm around and keep that left arm on the hips. As she starts tilting forward, you want to follow her down using your legs to sink down and absorb, and then pop up. As she's popping up, you have that moment where she's in the air, and that's when you can release the hands to sink down and catch into the baby drop.
And we also discovered a little bit later tonight, if you use a little bit of your hips when she's down, right? So she comes down and presses her hands off the floor. If you use your hips, that's what really forces her legs to come up. But if you use too much, she's going to land too much that way. But that's what forces her legs to fly out and for you to catch right there. And when we're doing this, we don't want to like slide our arms up to catch her right here, right? You want to come up and then down and really have it be confident like that. And that's about it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.